Happy Monday, everyone. It's weather for Weather Geeks time. There's Mr. Mike Joyce in the house.
Yes.
You had a weekend full of all sorts of chilly things to talk about around here.
Right. I know. I was driving into work on Saturday, right along 680 and I-80, and the snow was flying, and just for that one little spot. And then on my way home from work, I had a few flurries for about halfway home, and no accumulation, but it's November now, so.
And you mentioned already when you left last night at 1 in the morning that there was already frost on your car last night. It was a cold night last night. I had heavy frost in Boardman. Glad I didn't have to leave anywhere early and scrape it. I just let Mother Nature do its work and melt it all away. We got off without any accumulations, though. We didn't expect any, but not so lucky in parts of the south. A lot of you probably have seen on even the national news shows some of the footage of the southern Appalachians. Several inches of snow. In fact, the highest peaks in eastern Tennessee, western North Carolina had up to 22 inches worth of snow on November 1st. That's pretty remarkable stuff for them. They even had flurries down into some of the lower terrain in South Carolina with that storm over the weekend. We're looking at snow depth as of now. A lot of the snow has begun to melt, of course, in the southeast where it's warming up. But this turned into a nor'easter. They had snow before the game, before the Patriots game yesterday in Foxborough.
That, right? Yeah.
So Bill Belichick can eat my shorts. But northern Maine and up into Atlantic Canada, that's who's seen the brunt of the snow with some accumulations, getting up into the half-foot or more range. All right, so that's what has happened. Here's what's happening now. It's a beautiful day out there.
It is.
We have sunshine. We've had some high clouds that have kind of obscured the sun from time to time, but a lot of those are pushing east now. It's going to be a great rest of the afternoon. Of course, sunset now is like at 5:20, so we don't have a lot of daylight left to enjoy. Welcome to standard time. As meteorologists, we like standard time because we get model data in an hour earlier. And if you work weird hours, overnights, or even Jess's shift, it gets dark earlier. That's kind of nice too. You can go to bed and it's dark out. For the rest of us, I'm not sure how many people really like it getting dark at 5:20 in the afternoon.
Not too many.
There's a lot of people who don't think we should ever change the clocks, and I understand that view. But at the same time, if we didn't, the sunrise by December would be 9 o'clock, and that's no good either.
Right.
You can't win either way. We're either going to leave the clocks alone and the sun comes up at 9, or we're going to do like we do now and the sun sets at 5. Either thing kind of stinks, but that's just a function of the latitude we live at. This is something we just have to deal with. Anyway, off my standard time soapbox, here's our next weather maker out across the middle of the country. Let me pause the animation. Here's the surface analysis. Take off the satellite too. We have our cold front right here. And a warm front probably can be analyzed somewhere in here. This warm front is coming east, and tomorrow even warmer. What's our high forecast tomorrow?
I think we're going to go 60 tomorrow.
Nice. Be a nice day tomorrow. And the rain associated with the cold front probably holds off until after dark tomorrow. Of course, it's not saying much now that it's dark at 5:20 in the evening, but probably even well after sunset tomorrow evening is when that chance for showers comes in. And we'll look at the models in just a second. Yeah, that's snow falling on the back side of this. So, we're into November now, and these air masses will continue to get colder and colder, dropping south out of Canada. Look how big of a difference there is there on either side of that front. 72 in parts of Kansas, 32 in southeast parts of Wyoming. Otherwise, the nation's pretty quiet. There's an area of high pressure down over the southeast. So let's help you plan out your Tuesday. It's election day tomorrow. Of course, a lot of people heading to the polls tomorrow, and weather always kind of plays a role. Everybody speculates how much the weather has to do with turnout and that sort of thing. Here across the valley, if you want to vote, you'll have no excuse tomorrow because we're going to be doing just fine. Here's the latest NAM model. Simulated radar will start things off as the polls open tomorrow morning at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Showers are well off to our west. This is just an increase in clouds I think the model's picking up on in northeast Ohio and into western PA. A few hours after that at midday. Again, bulk of the rain still well out to the west. I'll skip all the way ahead now to late afternoon. Here is 5 p.m. This is when showers are approaching. I don't think they're here just yet, but after sunset tomorrow evening, showers start to push in. And this is even maybe one of the faster models I've seen. The other modeling would suggest that the front edge of the rain's even back here at about 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. So drive through the daylight hours tomorrow, nice and warm. Good day to rake tomorrow. A little breezy, I guess. But if you are still in need of raking, like I am, tomorrow is not a bad day at all if you can take care of it before the rain gets in towards the very late afternoon or should I say evening hours. All right, so the rain comes in tomorrow night, and then it's pretty much out of here Wednesday morning. This is Wednesday morning. Showers are pushing east. The big question then is what happens to this little wave of low pressure approaching from the south and west? And it looks like the models are trying to come together on an idea here that we just kind of get clipped by a period of rain here Wednesday night, Thursday morning. This is Thursday at 7 a.m. The wave of low pressure here, another one could be analyzed out here. It's this one that'll bring us some rain Wednesday night and probably Thursday morning. So we get into late in the day Thursday and into Thursday night and Friday, this kind of secondary low back here. This is the one that has the cold air with it. This is the one that's going to drag in another Arctic shot. I'm zooming in. Look at that. That's interesting. Let me try to get out of that. Let's zoom out. Maybe if there we go. Not sure what I did there. Anyway, this secondary little low back here is the one that drags in the colder air for late in the week and the weekend. And could we see snowflakes here at the end of the week or into the weekend? I think that's possible, having not looked at it super carefully just yet. Thursday night and then probably again Friday night or parts of Saturday, we might have some snowflakes seen across the valley. Mike, you and I were talking before we hit record that the cold air, once it comes in, it's staying for a while. We were somewhat in the camp a week or so ago of, hey, November probably relative to average is either around average or maybe even warmer than average. But boy, have things changed since then. All of the global circulations in the atmosphere are really starting to congeal into one that is going to create a cold pattern for us starting this weekend or late this week and maybe lasting through a good chunk of the middle of November at least. Here's the 16-day GFS ensemble temperature outlook. And yeah, here we go off the cliff at the end of the week. And then this is all below average for the 8th through the 18th. And averages are falling quickly at this time of the year, but we should still be in the 50s for highs, at least for another week or so. So all of this looks below average. And some of us, it's too early to say if we're going to get any sort of accumulating snow in this cold pattern, but the potential is certainly there that some of us during somewhere in this time frame, middle of November, we'll probably see our first accumulations of the season.
Right, it's coming.
It's coming. Our winter forecast, of course, we put out last week. It is a cold forecast for the winter. It is calling for less snow this winter than last year, perhaps still above average. Average about 64. At least at the Youngstown Warren Airport. That's where the average is 64. Higher north, lower south. And if you want to take a look at that winter forecast in more detail, got a video. And then you can look at all the individual slides as well. But watch the video if you want to see what each slide kind of means. Now, this is a long video. It's geared towards weather enthusiasts and those who really want a lot of detail. It's almost 20 minutes long. If you want the shorter version, the one I did on TV late last week, it's more like 3 minutes. And you can find that on WFMJ.com in the video section. So if you're interested in the winter forecast and haven't checked that out yet, you can do so a couple of different places. My weather blog is ericwfmj.com. All right, for Mike and myself, have a great rest of your Monday. You'll see Mike again this weekend. You'll see me tonight on 21 News at 6 and 11.